In today's video, we're going to get into part 2 of these new Black book releases. So I'm going to be reading the synopsis. I'll let you know when it comes out. If or not, I plan to read the book. And what you can do is drop in the comments any books you plan to read. So let's get into it. My name is Raquel. I talk about all things Black books. Welcome and welcome back. So, number 1, Stick Up Girl by Zari. It comes out on February 24th. It says, Danisha Lewis has graduated from petty theft to the big leagues. Life as a stick-up girl. When Danisha Lewis was released from Cobb County Detention Center after doing a year for shoplifting, she knew that she had to do something other than boosting if she wanted to make real money. So she became a stick-up girl, the kind that sticks a gun in somebody's face and takes what she wants. After a string of murders in Atlanta, Denisha travels south to Jackson to lay low. There she meets Dallas, who robs drug dealers. He tells her that he doesn't come out of the house for less than $10,000 and teaches her how to stick up his way. He has one rule: come through the door blasting and don't leave a witness or a MFer that wanna come for us. Their faithful connection will lead Danisha on a wild ride that she could never have expected. That's probably going to be a no for me. Then we have City of Gods by Treasure Million, comes out on February 13th. It says, Aaron Arison, next in line for the Arison crime family throne, has learned to bury grief under violence, duty, and the heavy expectation of Scotland Heights' most feared crime syndicate, known to be ruthless, calculated, and untouchable, all the while fighting to heal. A 6-year-old wound. When a routine strike against an opponent goes wrong, Eri doesn't just uncover an enemy, he comes face to face with a truth that was never meant to come to light. One that threatens to fracture alliances, rewrite old betrayals, and expose secret powerful families would kill to keep buried. As violence escalates and the balance of power in Scotland Heights begins to shift, Aries finds himself caught between legacy and instinct, duty and obsession. With enemies closing in on the Arison throne hanging in the balance, he's forced to decide what kind of king he's willing to become. Then you have Storm Levereau, was born into luxury, carries expectations she never asked for, and when her family's empire fell, she learned how quickly a crown can become a collar. As the heir to a disgraced dynasty, her survival depends on obedience and a marriage arranged to settle debts that were never hers to inherit. Bound to a powerful family that treats loyalty like currency and women like leverage, Storm moves carefully because one hidden truth has the power to dismantle empires that starts wars no one could survive. It's a secret no mother can afford to reveal. One mistake, one wrong ally, and everything she loves becomes collateral. When ghosts from her past resurface and old loyalties blur into new threats, Stormy is forced to confront the one man who has always been her greatest weakness and the one future she has never meant to have. Oh, she was never meant to have. Stormy must decide how much of herself she's willing to lose to protect what matters most. That would be a no. And then we have Yacht Girls. Luxury has Body Count by Joy Deja King comes out on February 13th. It's the dead of winter, but Pilar is somewhere on a private island, sun-kissed and sipping $1,000 tequilas while trying to forget the man she left for dead. In a world where women are paid to be playful, beautiful, Pilar knew the rules. Keep your mouth shut, look good, and don't catch feelings. But one mistake turned her getaway gig into a nightmare. Now she's on the run, hiding behind champagne flutes and silk sheets, while enemies with long money and longer memories close in. From secret yacht parties in the Caribbean to penthouse deals in Miami, Yacht Girl is a fast paced tale of beauty, betrayal, and survival at all costs because in this game, being wanted can get you killed. Uh, I know that this person, what's her name? Joy Deja King was brought out by Kiki Swenson, and I loved Kiki Swenson back in the day. This one is a maybe because I think it's going to give Kiki Swenson vibes, and that is definitely something I could look forward to. Next, we have A Toxic Love by Dee Dee Miles. It comes out on February 14th. It says, if loving Desmond Washington was wrong, Leslie Brown didn't want to be right. Bonding over the loss of her father, Leslie found Desmond to be the very thing she needed to help fill a void in her life. When they first met, he had next to nothing, and now that he was a millionaire, she hoped everything between them would change for the better. Money or not, Leslie's life was far from being perfect. From the outside looking in, Desmond made her look like a fool constantly. He cheated on her, and she'd take him back, leaving many to wonder what type of hold he had over her that heartbreak, public humiliation, and infidelity couldn't keep away. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, probably not. Still Addicted to You by Portia Sterling. I think this is book two. It comes out on February 24th. It says best-selling author, Sheen Magazine Literary Excellence Award-winning Portia Sterling returns with a sexy and scandalous sequel featuring the adulterous heiress Sage Macmillan as she vows to destroy anything that stands in the way of fixing her broken marriage to former street don Ink Richardson. Dom Richardson. Some say the opposite of love is hate. Others say it's indifference. For Sage Macmillan, the opposite of love is revenge. A loveless marriage was not on the list of things Sage Macmillan ever thought she would fight for, but now she's questioning the life she built with Dom Ink Richardson, the former street king for whom she risked everything, her privileged life, as the heir to an empire, her reputation, and her heart. In Sage's weakest moment, another man, Malik, comes on the scene, brings renewed hope of romance and adventure. It feels like the love of a lifetime, and Sage finds herself falling for him. Even when Ink grows suspicious, she can't stop herself, and then it's too late. By the time Sage realizes Malik isn't the man she thought he was, she's lost her family, and Ink has also moved on. However, Sage is not accustomed to letting go, and she doesn't intend to start now. In fact, quite the opposite. Fueled by the revenge building in her broken heart, Sage sets her sights on getting back everything that was taken from her and annihilating anything and anyone standing in her way. Now, that sounds like a book I can get with. Next, we have A Love Worth Forever by Brianne Deney. Comes out on February 24th. It says, grieving and starting over. A marketing research manager finds herself drawn to the one man she shouldn't want in this soul-stirring, unconventional romance by Brianne Deney. Sharik Hendricks is no stranger to success. As the heir to the legacy distillery and a man with wealth, status, and discipline, he's built a life most would envy. But in the quiet moments when he's not managing his multi-million dollar empire, he's aware that something is missing. Then Nori Coleman steps into his life. Nori has her reasons for keeping a low profile after relocating to Kansas City for a reset. After a chance encounter with Sharik, the, res- the reserved but undeniably attractive owner of Great Hendricks Distillery, she accepts a job she hasn't been pursuing, offered by a man who sees her worth before she's ready to believe in it herself. She only expects a steady paycheck and quiet routine, but instead, she experiences undeniable, soul stirring chemistry. Their energy exchanges are strictly professional, but how he watches, listens, and shows up without expectations catches her off guard. Just as their connection began to deepen, the sudden appearance of her ex boyfriend pulls Nori back into the past. Shirik, not one to chase, finds himself wanting more than just her time. He wants her trust. And he learns quickly that loving someone who's learned to survive alone isn't about fixing them, it's about staying when everything else says leave. Being heartbroken once again, Leslie comes face to face with Desmond's ultimate betrayal. Could this be the very thing needed to break their bond? Because causing her to stay away from his toxic love for good? Or will she allow him to buy and lie his way back into her life? Yes, that sounds good. And then we have Hearts on a Fly by Tony Shiloh. It is an African American Christian fiction. It comes out on February 3rd. When the game changes, love finds a way to score. Jabari Hall has spent his entire life choosing victory on the ice, but one devastating hit leaves him benched, not just from hockey, but from the future he thought he had. Now, as he struggled with deteriorating eyesight, his well meaning teammates set him up on a date, hoping it would cheer him up. Only the date they choose is none other than Val Elliott, his ex sister. Ex sister? How do you have an ex sister? Oh, his ex's sister. Sorry. Val never expected to be sitting across from Jabari, especially after the way he broke her sister's heart. But when Jabari opens up about his diagnosis, Val's guarded heart softens, and she offers him a listening ear. What begins as a simple friendship quickly turns into something more. As Jabari navigates life on the ice, he's drawn to Val in ways he didn't expect. With her loyalty to her family on the line and Jabari searching for faith and a new purpose, can they make it to the goal together, or will their hearts wind up in the penalty box? This Friends to Lover romance scores big. Rhonda McKnight, author of The Thing About Home, a clean and wholesome African American hockey romance featuring forbidden love, friends to lovers, disabled representation, and second chances, perfect for fans of Christian sport romances. Emma St. Clair, Pepper Basham, and Melissa Ferguson. Next, we have Belonging to the Air by Avery Icon. Comes out on February 3rd. It says, Honest Bird Bennett is a young black girl with a hunger to learn what lies between the walls she shares with her mother, Maddie, and her grandmother, Odelia. Their home resonates with the hum of Maddie's sewing machine, echoes of birds preparing supper, and Ordelia's stories of the past. The women live in Bennettsville, Illinois, a freedom town established by Bird's great grandfather, where rural life pulses with church song and where peace is fragile with the neighboring white town, Tuckersville. As Bird comes of age, she must reckon with the turbulence at home and with what it means to fall in love with a childhood friend. As an adult, rejecting a life of self denial, Bird spreads her wings and finds a new home in Harlem. After a decade of growth and loss, she is summoned back to Bennettsville to confront her kin and her past as Tuckerville residents try to drive black families from their own land. The Shape of Dreams by April Reynolds. Oh, okay. So that one sounds good. What is it called? Belonging to the Air. I definitely want to read that one. And then next, which I think is the last one. Yeah. And last but not least, we have The Shape of Dreams by April Reynolds. It comes out on February 3rd. It says a trio of women bond in friendship as a neighborhood tries to seek justice from a system that has forgotten them. The Shape of Dreams has a powerful prayer, a novel that indicates the injustice for which there is no quick solution. It is a song of furor and tenderness that will leave its mark. Walter Mosley, best-selling author of Easy Rawlings series. Okay. It says, it's the mid 80s in East Harlem. A 12-year-old black boy murdered body is found by Matilda Twain Johnson, an unlikely hero who is both the neighborhood's troublemaker and its conscience. When she breaks a cardinal rule, don't call the cops. Her decision ensnares a community and brings unmanageable grief to a mother. Anita, a postal worker and army widow, is determined to solve her son Tyrone's murder, and her quest galvanizes the neighborhood, which is itself a complex character in this teeming novel with its Mets fans and gossip immigrant shop owners and latchkey kids. The local dreamers include a charismatic man of the cloth, a teenage girl with a Whitney Houston voice and no prospects, and Anita's opinionated friend Wanda, whose truant son the police harass and arrest on a regular basis. Everyone is struggling. Anita, Wanda, and Twain, the triad of this vibrant novel, are drawn into neighborhood drug trap while a singer, a preacher, and the church ladies who follow him believe their dreams can escape a city. Will the three be able to break away from the crack dangerous allure? Oh, will the three of them be able to break away from crack's dangerous allure? Will the reverent pressure on the authorities to find Tyrone's killer yield answers? Will justice come to East Harlem? In the end, during the New York Mets banner summer of 1986, this community will come together to mourn, fight a better fight, and shape their dreams as best they can. That is a yes. That sounds really good to me. So it looks like I will probably be getting into maybe three of these books. Um, Three, is it three? It's either three or four of these books. Like the first three was a definite no. And just so you know, I don't really read the synopsis before I start the video. I kind of go in blind so that we can all find out what they're about. I kind of pick them based on the author, the cover. If it has a nice cover, if I think the cover, draws me in, or if I'm familiar with the author. Um, so yeah, that's how I choose the books. It's not because I know what they're about ever. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and do all of the YouTube things like, comment, share, subscribe. Until next time, see you soon.